to another exciting episode of the Insurance Untangled Podcast. I am Ben Tuyene, and one of the co-hosts of this podcast dedicated to helping practices that are tangled up with insurance. We talk about topics that help you take control and create a bigger and better future for you, your patients, and of course, your team members. Today, we have Jordan Comstock, who's back with us today after taking a leave of absence here for the last few weeks. Here, Jordan, great to be with you again, buddy.
What's up, dog? How you guys doing?
Good. And we also have Naren, who's going to be co-hosting with me today. Naren, nice to have you with us.
Yeah, today's topic is a really, really important topic, right? How to scale membership plan. And I think, starting is one thing, but growing it month after month, year after year is where it's at. So Jordan, I'm really looking forward to it and would love to, share some thoughts from a marketing standpoint as well.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely have plenty of insights from what we're going to talk about today. Absolutely.
So great to be with you, gentlemen. And today, looking forward to chatting with you, Jordan, about how to scale a membership plan. That's the topic for today's episode. And I see this all the time. You more than I do, Jordan, but when talking to practices and they have their membership plan, they have a membership plan that they've been implementing. It's been in the practice for 10 years. But they only have 3 patients enrolled on it.
Yeah, I see that a lot.
Yeah. So Jordan, first question is, why should you consider scaling a membership plan?
Yeah, well, I mean, most of the benefits that whenever I talk about membership plans, I talk about the benefit of recurring revenue, the benefit of patient loyalty, case acceptance, expansion, everything, right? Most of the benefits happen at scale. Right. Like you said, there's practices out there that have had a membership plan for 10 years and they got 3 patients on it. Right. And it's great for those 3 patients, but it's not so great for their practice. The reason why membership plans work is volume. It's a volume game, right? Much like an insurance company, right? They need volume to make their business model work. And I know we always talk, about insurance companies and how bad of a partner they would be to a practice or are to a practice. Their business models are excellent. And I'll say that every day, right? I may not like how they treat, the dental industry, but they have great business models that allow them to scale an excellent, revenue model. And that's just what a membership plan is. It's a revenue model for your practice.
Right.
And you should scale these so you can get all the benefits or receive all the benefits of the recurring revenue and the patient loyalty and the word of mouth marketing and referrals that come from it. It's an excellent business strategy. And I'll share some case studies on what successful practices look like when they scale a membership plan, but you should scale it to receive all the benefits like recurring revenue and patient loyalty.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of one of those things where, members, who would you rather deal with? A patient that's going to pay you in cash or a patient where you have to file a claim? It's one of those.
When you have a membership plan, you don't have to call and wait 45 minutes to verify if that patient has the insurance plan or not that they say they have. You can, if you use BoomCloud, you just log in 2 seconds.
Right.
Type in their name and verify that they're an active subscriber, right? It's pretty straightforward. You don't have to submit claims. It's a direct relationship. And if you get more patients like that, that's a beautiful thing for your practice.
Yeah. I like to think about it as you get the best of both worlds, where if you're charging your membership plan fees monthly, you're getting paid like an insurance company, right?
Yeah.
Because you're getting that subscription revenue coming in, the recurring revenue component, and then the patients are paying for treatment, right, at a discounted rate. And
typically they spend 3 times more on a membership plan, so that you think discounts, right? And practices, especially like fee-for-service practices, are like, why do I want to discount my 100% paying patients? It's like, well, 2 reasons. Right. Recurring revenue, you want that. You're not getting it. You need it. Yeah. It's a wonderful business model. And then the amount that the patient spends, even with a slight 10% discount, it may seem like a lot to the practice.
Right.
but they end up purchasing more services from the office because they want to maximize all their benefits that they get with the membership plan, right? It's some psychology there.
Yeah.
So it's one of the other reasons you want to scale it, right?
Right. It's kind of like being on the road this last weekend and going to the Delta lounges, Delta Airlines, that is, not Delta Dental.
Yeah.
You know,
You're not lounging around with insurance companies.
And funny thing is, I looked on. Sometimes I'll shop around, to see what flights are cheaper, and almost always you could fly on a cheaper ticket with a different airline. But if I do that, I won't be able to go to the lounge, right? So it's one of those psychology things,
It
at
totally
least for me, it's like, I fly with Delta, I have access to their Sky Club, get free food and drinks and things like that. It's a relaxing experience. But we tend to spend more. Like we still eat at other places when we're at the airport, but we commit our dollars to an organization that kind of makes things easy for us, even though we know that we're paying a little bit more.
Yeah, it's convenience and luxury, right? That you're paying for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Aaron, do you want to grab that second question, or do you want me to kind of run through it here? I know that we're.
Yeah, I mean, I had a follow-up question as you were talking, Jordan. You work with tons and tons of practices, right?
Yeah.
And what do you think, is like a common mistake that people make when they work on scaling? I mean, like if there's one mistake that you are like, you've helped probably like 1,000 practices, if not more.
Yeah.
Like if one thing that you'll tell every single one of those or most of those people, what would it be?
I mean, most of them, I would say, there's several mistakes when it comes to scaling that I've seen. The most recent, before I jumped on the podcast this morning, I was talking to my head of customer success over here that works with a lot of our customers. And she was talking, we were helping a 20 location DSO. And you'd think they would get it right right out of the gate. But they want to ignore all of their existing patient base and just go straight to cold marketing. And I think that's a problem because it's like, well, you've built this business, this 20 location dental practice. You have existing uninsured, you have existing inactive. That's the low hanging fruit. Start there. And some practices just get too hungry for new patient acquisition right out of the gate, which is way more expensive. You know this, Naren. Than their uninsured and inactive existing patients. It's like, start with them, turn them into a revenue stream with a membership plan. And then after your team has learned how to pitch and sell the membership plan, then go to external marketing. So that's one mistake I see a lot, is ignoring the gold beneath your feet. Right? Most practices have, a gold mine just underneath their feet with uninsured and inactive patients, and they just ignore it because sometimes, and I've had this problem too, that new patients are sexier than the existing ones they have, but that's just simply untrue. There's actually more power with the existing customer base or patient base you have, right? So I would say that's a problem I've been seeing a lot lately. The other problem is just simply not doing anything, like setting up a plan and thinking that patients are just going to come and sign up without talking about the opportunity, right? That's probably the biggest problem. Like, well, nobody's signing up. It's like, well, have you talked to anybody? Well, no. Well, marketing is communicating. So you need to communicate to your existing base and start there. You'll start signing up patients left and right. Just open your mouth or have signage in your office and start with that. It's crazy to me that some of the most simple marketing strategies are being missed in dentistry. I feel like they need to have a marketing course there, and maybe you can do something there.
I wonder if it has something to do with like what you said, new patients are sexier, Well,
yeah, I mean, I deal with this too. I'm a business owner, new customers. I want my sales team, which let's be honest, they're important, right? Getting new patients is important because you always have attrition. No matter what business you're in, there's always some type of attrition. So new patients are important, but I would equalize it. New patients and expanding care to existing patients. That's the magic. That's the secret sauce is looking at them as equals, right? Not one's better than the other. They're both fantastic ways to grow a practice or a company. So, but sometimes a dental office gets so focused on new patient acquisition, which is great, but they ignore the gold beneath their feet.
That's a brilliant way for you to kind of talk about, what I think I would consider internal marketing, right? Go after the people who already are in your practice. Any other you missed when it comes to internal marketing? I know you shared a lot, but just
I think with internal marketing, like I said, start with your existing uninsured and your existing inactive, because most likely they become inactive because they've lost dental insurance, or maybe finances, or it's scary to think about, the cost of dental care, like it's unknown, and that may be scary to them. The beautiful thing about a membership plan is it puts it in a simple little package to understand for the patient, a financial package, right? You can call it. And then making sure you have signage, flyers. I would send mass text messages to your existing uninsured and inactive. When you have Boom Cloud, we do integrate with most practice management systems that allow you to identify the uninsured patients and communicate to them. And that's all it is. You can send a text message blast and get, hundreds of thousands of patients that are in your database to respond, and whether they're signing up online through your membership plan or calling in and signing up, or just thinking about it on their next appointment. So yeah, internal marketing is so simple. It's the low hanging fruit. Always start with that. Don't skip it like some of these DSOs.
Quick follow-up question to that, Jordan, on the internal marketing. What do you say to dentists that normally would respond and say, those my uninsured patients are already paying me my full fee. Why would I want to enroll them?
It's a very common question.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it makes sense, especially because they're like, well, I'm collecting 100% of the cash.
Yeah.
Which may be true. I've found that it's not, because that's not how sales funnels work. And I'm going to call it a sales funnel because that's what it is. Sales funnels, you never collect 100% of the people that you have. There's always percentages, right? Maybe you're only converting 30% and 30% of those, fee for service patients, let's say, are paying 100%. Yeah, that may be true, but not 100%. So a lot of the times practice owners will say, well, why should I discount to with a membership plan when I'm getting 100% of my fee? That's simply not true, because that's not how sales funnels work. The reality is, the reason why you want this is because, especially if you are a fee for service, this is a question we get all the time if you're a fee for service office. You want to have some type of patient loyalty system, because your existing patients can just go down the street to another PPO in-network office and get bigger discounts off of your treatment plan, right? It happens all the time. So that's one of the reasons why you don't want to lose your patients. And a membership plan, helps you retain patients and gets them to commit with their wallet. Another reason why you would want to offer a membership plan to your existing is because you turn them into a predictable recurring revenue stream that you do not have currently, meaning you're not waking up every month and having monthly recurring revenue hit your bank account. You've got to go find it within your patient base. When you turn your existing patients into a predictable recurring revenue stream, whether it's monthly or yearly, that's very powerful for your office and allows your patients to get a lot of really neat benefits for oral health care. So it's not all about the practice, it's about the practice and the patient. So that's some of the reasons why you would want to offer it to your existing.
Awesome. I'm going to leave the external marketing questions to Naren, because he's like Naren. Anytime I ask a question about marketing and when Naren's here, I feel like a kindergartner. It's like, I'm not qualified.
Well, that's why we have Naren. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're right. External marketing would be the next phase, right? After
Right.
after you get good at talking to your existing uninsured and inactive patients, then you want to start exploring external marketing strategies. Some of the strategies that I've seen work out there are direct mail marketing. So like postcards. Now you got to be really specific. You can't be broad with marketing, in my opinion. And from what I've seen out there, meaning if you're going to do like direct mail marketing, go target all the 55 and up communities in your area and be very specific about them not needing dental insurance to join your practice. Most of them are losing their insurance or have lost it.
Or they sign up with Medicare.
Or yes, or they've
Where
signed up with Medicare and that doesn't do anything.
they're paying like $80 a month for their Medicare, like between 40 and 80. Like the premiums are just ridiculous, and they don't get a lot of benefits.
They don't get a lot of benefits. Yeah, I see a lot of that. A lot of patients that are coming and saying, we got Medicare. And it's like, well, it doesn't do anything in the practice, it just causes more headaches for the practice. That's all it does. So yeah, I would target the 55 and up communities with direct mail marketing, have a very specific offer on the postcard that talks about your membership plan and why they're going to benefit and what they get for free, right? What's included when they subscribe. And to have a way for them to sign up from that postcard, we're called to ask questions, right? So very specific marketing. And I've seen this. I've got postcards at my house for dental membership plans, which brings a smile to my face, that are very specific, right? I don't have insurance. In fact, I have a membership plan for my dentist. And when you're very specific to the target audience and the messaging, that's when you're going to get results, from my experience. So direct mail works. I think traveling around and talking to the local businesses in your area can work really well, and getting them and their employees signed up. So for an example, all my employees, when they join BoomCloud, they get a dental membership plan benefit, which is awesome. One of my employees just went to the dentist the other day and was able to use his membership plan to get his cleanings, and then he got some discounts on some work that his wife needed, and was super grateful that BoomCloud, like the company, pays for that for him to work here. So I think that's a really smart strategy. And again, start with your existing business owners that may be coming to your office already and talking to them about how many employees they have, what do they do to retain and attract their employees, and talk about your membership plan and how that could help. Right. So that's kind of a thing that's growing big time in dentistry, is selling to local businesses, and then joining a networking group. Like I think it's BNI is one of them. BNI. Yeah. You can join one in every city and state, and there's you meet every week with other business owners in the morning or afternoon, and you're able to network and get business and referrals from those type of networking groups. I think that's an excellent way for practices to grow their membership program and their practice, right? And then last but not least is online marketing. You can reach so many people with SEO and PPC, right? Which is Google Ads, and that's Naren's expertise. But you can reach so many people and literally turn on an ad to maybe test a keyword out and start getting results almost immediately, and then turn that into an SEO campaign, which all SEO is building content around certain keywords that people are searching for, and you organically show up in the search results page on Google, and patients can learn about your membership plan, and they can even sign up. If you utilize BoomCloud, we integrate the website and allow you to have a sign up page where patients can sign up to your membership plan online. So online marketing is really easy to get going. Some of the B2B, it takes some effort. I mean, everything takes effort, let's be honest. But online marketing, you can literally call Naren up and say, "Hey, dude, let's go." Right? I don't know what you have to say about online marketing, Naren, but I know that works really well for practices and growing membership plans.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you kind of I do agree. Start with internal marketing. Go after your existing patients because that's like gold right beneath your feet.
Yeah, baby.
Beyond that, I do think online marketing is really effective, and of course,
Yeah.
SEO is the lowest cost, just because
It is.
it's by a factor of 5 or more. So I think that's something I would focus on, like the right kind of keywords. No insurance. Low. If somebody's looking for cheap dentistry or low cost dentistry, that's because they don't have coverage. So it doesn't mean they're a bad patient. So
It doesn't,
how do you attract those people and say, hey guys, we have this membership plan. You're going to get your cleanings covered, all included. And by the way, you get 10% or whatever the savings on an ongoing basis for everything else. So you really give them a strong value proposition, right? Here is somebody, it's almost like they can't go into Costco, even though they need to go into Costco. So you're giving them the Costco card for dentistry, so to speak.
Yeah.
And saying,
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, you can save, you can, get amazing stuff. You're not going to get the lowest quality dentistry, you're going to get the highest quality dentistry. So I think keywords is really, really a good place to start. And then, Google Analytics is a very powerful tool. Will tell you what keywords are popular in your area, and then so you can go after them. Make sure you're dominating, right? You have to be in the top 3 to 5 spots. Otherwise, you won't be noticed for SEO. Few other things I would recommend is, Google Ads to expand on it. So if you want to attract people beyond your community, then you can go after Google Ads. And even like some educational content. So when I go to your webpage, no insurance, no problem. Here is our savings plan. So content about how it works, so easily they can understand what you do and how you can be a good place for them. Almost like a dental home for them, right? Like we all need homes. Like for shopping, a lot of people who have Costco, they see Costco has the home. They go there once a week and load up and come home, and that's it. They don't go anywhere else. Same way with dentistry, right? They know they need a dentist. And unfortunately, they don't have an insurance plan. So, this is a good opportunity. And half of America doesn't have insurance plans. So for those half of Americans who don't have insurance, you are the home. And especially your membership plan is what makes it your home.
Sure. I love it. Thanks, man.
That's awesome. I appreciate thanks for those comments, Naren and Jordan. So with regards to examples, Jordan, what are some examples of practices that have successfully scaled membership plans with your program?
Yeah, so it's going to vary depending on your local market, the size of your practice, if you're multi-location or not. But we've seen practices right now. I was looking this morning at a practice in Idaho, and they currently are generating like $750,000 a year in annual membership fees. And they're a small little practice in Idaho, nothing too fancy, and they're crushing it, right? 750,000 is $62,500 a month in predictable recurring revenue, right? Whether that practice does dentistry or not, they're generating a revenue stream, right? And of course, oh yeah, they're a small little practice. And of course, those patients receive value in free cleanings and exams that are included in the subscription, and then discounts, right? And those patients, we're actually developing a tool within BoomCloud that looks at the case acceptance and the revenue produced after they join a membership plan, right? Because we've seen that every time we look, we see it's around 3 times more the patient pays for care when they join a membership plan. Another example, and this practice is simple. They just really started with their existing uninsured patients, and they used online marketing, right, to get the word out in Idaho. This other practice in Texas, we have another practice that just hit the $1 million mark, which is amazing. And we keep seeing practices hit the $1 million marks, right? Where more and more practices are doing that, which is so cool. Because right now we're the only software platform that has helped practices achieve that type of growth. $1 million is like 83,000 a month in recurring revenue, and that's once again, whether you do dentistry or not, that revenue is coming in. It's so powerful. Right now we're in September. That revenue comes in, whether it's sucking or a successful September, right? Which is beautiful because you never start your month at zero. When I was at the dental lab, our business model is very similar to a dental office. The dental lab, we would close out a month and we're like, wow, we had the best month ever. We're so proud. And then the first of the next month starts and we start at zero and we have to work our way up from scratch every month. And that's just how a dental office works. But when you have a membership plan like this practice in Texas that has $1 million membership plan, goodness, they don't start every month at zero. Do you know how nice that is to operate a business that is generating that type of cash flow or that recurring revenue? It's amazing. You sleep better at night. You wake up energized and excited to help patients, right? So, I mean, those are a couple of examples that I can think of top of my mind of practices that have successfully scaled. Typically, they've got 500 plus to thousands of active patients. That's what I define as, at scale is 500 plus, and of course it depends on the practice size, but that's what can be done. Any practice can do this. It's not rocket science. It's actually quite simple. It's just getting all the components together to get the word out and scale the membership plan. But those are my examples there, Ben.
That's awesome, Jordan. I've personally seen that with clients that have membership plans that build them successfully. The number one comment from the doctors is we need more of these types of patients.
They're great types of patients.
Yeah. And how do we convert existing insured patients? The best thing about practices like that is that they have very little to no interaction with insurance because they don't have to.
They don't have to. It's a direct relationship, which is why I started BoomCloud. Is I saw the issue in the industry that, man, why can't we make these relationships more direct? That makes more sense, right. Versus having to go through third parties. Like it's so messy when you have a third party, but when you have a direct relationship, it's easy. I mean, one of my employees here went to the dentist and his wife needed a lot of work done. And since he had a membership plan, the doctor was able to say, hey, you know what? Your kids need some work too. How about we just do one flat fee because you're a member that covers all your patients, all your wife's needs and all the cavities and whatever the work the kids needs. We'll just cover it one flat fee instead of itemizing everything. And he actually got a better deal being on a membership plan versus, having to submit claims and everything. It just inflates everything. And it just was a more simple, enjoyable process because they just sat down with the doctor and had a discussion. He's like, hey, this is what I can do for you guys. You've been a loyal member. Here's the plan. What do you think? Yeah, let's do it. That's a great deal. Right? So it's just so much easier.
Actually, sounds like
thank you, Jordan.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. As we bring this to a close, Jordan, any resources, any next steps you would recommend to those listening today?
Yeah, I would go check out our website, boomcloudapps.com. We have a lot of free resources, calculators, ebooks, courses, and webinars. Go download the $1 Million Membership Plan ebook on our website, and you can learn more strategies on how to scale a $1 million membership plan and really get the benefits that we talked about in this episode today. So boomcloudapps.com.
Don't forget to check out boomcloudapps.com. We'll put it in the show notes as well. Hey, Jordan, thank you so much for your wisdom today. I know you're not feeling too well, so I appreciate you taking the time to
He'll come back.
do this. I also want to take a minute to thank our listeners. We cannot do what we do without you. Every week, we are setting a record in terms of downloads. That's all because of you. If you love this episode, continue to share it with your friends on social media, write a review for us on iTunes or Google Play. Until we meet again with another amazing episode of the Insurance Untangled podcast, don't forget to visit the website, insuranceuntangled.com. Today, you listen to both Jordan, Ben, and myself, Naren. Have a wonderful rest of the week.